afternoon, everybody. Well, good evening, everybody. Um, how to improve your mental health. Before I carry on, I'd like to thank everybody for their best wishes for leaving on my Facebook about my dad and everything. My dad was away on a little break to Loughton in Essex, and where he had a stroke and everything. I don't know what hospital he's in. I'm just getting information from his carer uh, and my ex-partner. And but anyway, people who's listening, thank you very much for all your best wishes and your support. But I can't do nothing, so I'm down here, and the show must go on, I'm afraid. So anyway, okay. So how to improve your mental health, Mark? How do we how do we do that?
Well, it's easier said than done, but it can be done. Um, I would say the best time to do it is when you feel ready to do it and when you want to do it, because it can be a mammoth task to pull yourself up from, the absolute bottom, because I'm talking about the absolute depths of despair, and the only way to go from there happily is up. Like I say, it's easier said than done.
Right. There is I've got something here. It's got 10 top tips for good mental health, right? Number one, get plenty of sleep. Sleep is really important,
Hmm.
right, for our physical and mental health. Number two, don't forget this is the good mental health, not the poor. Yeah.
Hmm.
Eat well. Three, avoid alcohol, smoking, and drugs. Four, get plenty of sunlight. Right, okay, I'll be out there all night then, waiting for the sun to come down. Five, manage stress. Oh, that's a hard one because sometimes we find it very difficult to manage stress.
Mm.
Activity and exercise, yeah, okay. Seven, do something you enjoy. And eight, connect with others and be sociable. But the trouble is, that's good. That's all good for mental health, but connect with others and be sociable sometimes can be difficult if we're going through bad times, such as mental health or underneath the umbrella of depression.
Hmm.
Do you agree?
I agree with that completely. And also, you're wanting to be sociable. You're wanting people to engage with you, and sometimes with people not understanding too much about what depression is and what low mood is, people tend to sometimes stay away. I've found they don't quite know what to say to you, or they just think that you're a complete drag, and they just want to keep the distance from you. It goes back to what I was saying. You've got to reach that point where you say to yourself, enough is enough, because nobody wants to be depressed, really. Nobody wants to be down, in the dumps,
Mhm.
bogged down. I don't know anybody that wants to be like that. Sometimes we all want to wallow a little bit in something that's making us sad, because that's part of the grieving process. And like I said last week, being sad and being down and being depressed, it's a human emotion.
Emotion,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
it's a perfectly natural mental state. Um, the danger is, don't allow yourself to be shackled by it. Just, allow yourself time to grieve, allow yourself time to be upset, allow yourself time to be angry, allow yourself time to think that the world isn't fair, and all the rest of it. But you do have to, at some point, lift yourself up out of it, because you're going to be in terrible trouble if you don't. And if you
Mm.
can't do it on your own, as we've said in previous shows that we've done together, ask for help. Um, so when you're in that, when you're ready to make improvements to your life and look at other options for your life. You know, when you're ready to do that, I think it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. And like that list you was reeling off there, for me, number 7 was, that is the thing. Find something you enjoy doing. It's perfectly normal that when you're depressed, you let go of what you enjoy doing. You don't, you let it slide. So before connecting with other people, I'm speaking from the personal perspective now. I would say that would be an easier thing for me to do, to find something that I enjoy doing. And you don't have to chuck yourself in, with some intense vigor. Nobody, that'd be quite impossible to do if you're coming out of a serious bout of depression. But just dip your toe in. Go to the cinema, go for a walk, take the dog for a walk half an hour longer than you normally would. And little things like that just instill a few little changes to the routine that your day has been, tied to, in recent days or months or however long it's been. And the rest of it will come quite naturally, I suppose. The whole thing about eating well and sleeping well. I mean, sleeping well, that is another one that's easier said than done. You can't just say to yourself, right, I'm going to sleep well tonight. That's impossible. Nobody can say that. But I suppose what that means is try to go to bed at a decent time. And I mean, like at the moment, and I don't know if it's because it's summer, but I'm waking up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
and I'm normally somebody that goes to bed quite late, and I like to get up late, 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that. I've always been like that. But at the moment, I'm feeling quite, I don't know. So I've got a few things going on which are keeping me happy, and I've got a few of my interests on the go, and I'm wanting to get up in the morning and crack on with those. So sleeping well, go to bed a little earlier and get yourself up a little earlier, and then after a while, the earlier bedtimes will follow naturally. Early to bed, early to rise is the old saying, I believe. Improving your diet, little things like that. But also, that's a bit of a double-edged sword, is that I find, because sometimes when I'm down, I've been known to eat a full tube of Pringles, for example, and it cheers me up. It's a short-term fix, but hey, it passed a very pleasant 10 minutes while I was munching away on the Pringles. But you've got to, it's all about sort of like breaking away from certain things. But the eating healthily or eating well side of it is a little, I think that's a little difficult to negotiate, because you might have things like, that bar of chocolate in the fridge might be your crutch for the day. It might be the thing that gets you
through the day.
Through the day, that it's something to look forward to. But I think the thing to remember is it's all about baby steps, really, doing those 10 things that you've spoken about. I think the actual thing of be sociable and see other people, unless you're absolutely ready. And some people can speak to other people quite naturally. I can only talk from a personal perspective, in relation to this sort of thing. That would be the last thing I'd want to do if I was feeling totally down. I just want to shut myself off. If I'm living with people, one definite surefire indication that I'm not right, I'm depressed, is I'm very, very quiet. I won't speak to anybody. And that is my coping mechanism for depression. I don't want to talk. I don't want to share how how I'm feeling, which
So
isn't.
you're in the entertainment industry, right? So
Mm,
at the end of the day, your job is going to be sociable, isn't it? People are going to come up to you at the end of the evening and go, "Oh, can you do a gig for me?" Or,
mm.
"Oh, that was really good. You did a good job there." Then you got to start being sociable. It's like a two-way thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the sort of. I don't walk into a venue and and I'm like, I'm here. The singer's here. It's me, everybody. Look, I'm here. I'm going to entertain you tonight. I'm going to come and talk to you tonight. I don't do that. I just go in and I set up. Um, and then after I've done one set, half-hour set, I'll have somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, kid, that were all right with that." Or, "Oh, what was that song you did? That second to last song. Who sang that originally?" But that's people coming into your sphere, and yeah, and I have to be sociable. I have to be polite, and I have to answer and everything. But so that aspect of being sociable, and it is a two-way thing. But it's usually on other people's terms, and I have to, like I say, be polite, and I have to be professional. I mean, I've gone to some gigs, and I've not wanted to even do the gig. I've just wanted to stay at home and pull the duvet over my head and not face anybody that night. But I've gone out and I've done it, and it's been the hardest thing to do. And it's only when I get home and I'm absolutely exhausted because I've had to put on a front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I do is an act anyway, because getting up and singing on a stage is like it isn't the most conventional thing. It's not something that everybody does. It's quite a unreal thing to do, really. To get up and have all eyes on you. And I have to adapt a certain frame of mind and a persona to do that. But anyway,
do you enjoy it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's as I've said to you before, I love it because I'm singing songs that I absolutely adore. I love music. I lose myself in music, and I express myself through music to a certain degree. And it beats working for a living, I suppose. That daft as it sounds, that it never occurs to me that I'm going to get paid for doing it. That's usually it. It's sometimes a shock at the end of the night when I get paid, not because I don't think I deserve it, but usually because I've had such a good time. It's like I've had a night out somewhere.
Do do you have to go chasing for your money, or do they come up to you and go, "There's some money"?
9 times out of 10, they come up and pay you. Sometimes you're ready to go and you've packed the car up, and whoever's paying you is elsewhere, and you're asking the bar staff, where's where's Sonny Boy or whatever you want to call him, and but no, by and large,
beyond the beer barrel or something.
yeah.
How to improve your mental health on a daily basis? I've got here: have a meaningful conversation with a friend. Friendships among the most important and one of important. Get some exercise. Do something kind for somebody. Create and follow a sleep routine. Write a journal. Write about your feelings. Discover career in counselling. Yeah, okay. I don't know why they've done that for, but there you go. So there's all a positive counselling, no chance. I'll just say, look, get on with it. You know what I mean? Me.
Well, really, that's the bottom line of the message, isn't it? That's the bottom line of what I'm saying, I suppose. Although I'm not quite as blunt as that. But again, what you've just read out there, it pretty much ties in with what I was saying, especially about getting the good sleep routine and finding something to do. Offer to take your neighbour's dog for a walk, do something nice for them, and you'll enjoy it. You'll see that the dog enjoys it, and the neighbour will probably think you're fantastic.
Yeah, well, or leave the dog and take your neighbour for them.
So That's a completely different show.
Not really, no. Because at the end of the day, they might have not been out for a while.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's me trying to put some sort of a dodgy slant on what you've just said. I see. Yes, I understand now. I understand. Right. But yeah, all kidding aside, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So it's I you, trouble is, well, people haven't been out for a while, so do something for your next door neighbour, cut the grass or paint the door or whatever,
Oh, steady on, steady on. we're just getting ourselves out of the mire, Steve. No, but seriously, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, baby steps. If you're going to the shop, knock on your neighbour's door, say, "I'm off to the shop. Is there anything you want me to bring back?" You're not going out of your way to do it necessarily, but it'll mean the world to them. It means they can carry on with what they're doing, and you bring them back a box of tea bags or what have you. So yeah, it's something nice to do.
I don't want tea bags long they're not PG tips.
I can't drink tea, but
I've got loads of PG tips here, loads.
You hum it, I'll play it.
Okay, so yeah, but the trouble is with mental health and everything else like that, or if you find yourself like really kind of like depressed and you feel low and everything, the trouble is sometimes, when we say like we go out, we're used to going out, it's like on a Friday and a Saturday night, I used to go out to the social club, right? No, I used to be in my heyday, I used to like doing rock and roll and stuff like that, dancing and rock and roll. I love it. You know, the band members used to say to me, "Oh, here he comes again." They come around every month, different bands,
Mm.
and they used to say, "Oh, here he is. What do you want, Steve? I know what you want. You want either blue suede shoes or another song." And I'm there, giving it all welly. But the trouble is, though, see, we were, I was used to that, and the trouble is, sometimes when you feel that, you feel down, and you just feel you don't want to do anything. You feel like what you were saying about hiding under a quilt, not a quilt,
duvet,
then, right?
Duvet, yeah.
All right.
Same thing. It's same thing, isn't it?
No, it's not
Quilt.
Kilt.
Not the quilts.
A quilt.
Yeah.
Not a kilt, but a quilt.
Not a kilt.
No. Sorry, folks. Sorry. But no, the trouble is, though, you kind of like you feel like you want to hide away. And the trouble is, though, see, I find is that if we keep on hiding away, we're going to go really down to the bottom, and we hit that pit. And the trouble is, getting out is going to be so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we're all creatures of habit. Even those that like to think of themselves as spontaneous and they don't like to do the same thing. They like to go to different places every year for the holiday. But by and large, we're all human beings are creatures of habit. And if you get yourself, or if you allow yourself to sink, for want of a better phrase, into self-isolation, into just cutting yourself off from the outside world and everything that you are interested in, as each week goes by, it'll be that little bit harder to pull yourself out, because what you are actually doing is you are going deeper and deeper and deeper. You don't even have to do anything. All you need to do is let a day pass or a week pass, and you are getting deeper and deeper. And you can pull yourself out, but it's easier to do when you're not so deep, if you know what I mean. And that's what I find.
And the only person you can kind of like get yourself out of it is yourself, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, a harsh word from a bit of tough love can sometimes do the trick. But again, when you are in that frame of mind where nothing matters, you're not going to take any notice. It's going to be the last thing you want to hear. But I can imagine in some cases it could actually make matters worse. Yeah. The motivation has to come from within. And going back to what I was saying last week,
Yeah.
You've got to have it in the back of your mind somewhere, even if it's not immediately obvious. Put it on a shelf at the back of your mind so it's there. Nothing lasts forever. Everything passes eventually. Everything from the huge disasters of the world. It passes. It goes, and and there's always a period after these horrible things. You need to kind of remember that, and you also need to remember that you are in charge of your own destiny to some degree.
Oh yeah, cool.
And
Yeah, yeah.
you've got if you're unhappy about something, you do actually have life has as well as yourself. The resources to make changes.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we've got to do it ourselves, don't we? If we want
Yeah,
to change, we've got to do it ourselves. We
yeah,
just can't rely on resources all the time because we've got to make a decision whether we are going to get that help. I've known people who's gone to we've done it on here. We've done it on here where we've had people say, "Oh, I need help. I need help," and the team who we got be it on here. What they've done is they got this person some help, and after a while, I think it's about a couple of days later, they said, "Can you tell me where so and so is because that person hasn't turned up?"
yeah. It's weird you should say that because I was thinking about this as I was talking. We've spoken as well about not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah,
But we can all ask for help, and we can all ask for guidance, and we can all ask for directions.
mm,
But you have to have some idea of what it is you want
yeah,
help with, where you want to go, where you want to be guided towards.
mm,
So if you just turn up somewhere and you say, "I'm not feeling very happy about life at the moment," that's not enough, really. It's like when you go to counselling. The answers are usually found in sort of like the things you say in therapy, and you actually hear yourself
yeah.
saying, because a good counsellor will never ever tell you what you need to do or what you should do.
No, you don't. No.
They will pull it. You'll pull it because they'll say, well, what do you think should have happened? Where do you think you should be now? And you say, well, I think I should be da 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 da, and you'll hear yourself giving
Yeah,
yourself that guidance.
mm,
But you might need that kind of nudge, that kind of push that counselling can give you.
yeah,
But again, as you say, and as I say, it all starts with us,
yeah.
and
That's
that's
it.
that's the be all and end all of it, really. It's
Let's
possible,
take
like I
some.
said.
Let's take some questions here. Um,
Okay.
Rob said, hi, Mark and Steve. How are you? Good evening. Seen your last few shows. Really, really good. It's helped me out quite a lot. Steve, what happened to you on? I've read a story about you about being on the bridge and trying to commit suicide. I hope you feel better. Yeah, yeah, I do. That happened around about 4 years ago. I was on the bridge and I just wanted to end my life. But then somebody, it's a long story about it. You can read it on my website, stephenmichelbeard.co.uk. Read it all on there. It's really good. Well, I say so anyway. Up and on there. But no, the trouble is, so if you come to a point in your life where you kind of want to, it's like what Mark was saying just now. Sometimes we come to a point in our life where reality really is not there no more. And what we want to do is just we want to fall deeper and deeper. And I was at that point where in my life I wanted to kind of like jump off that bridge, and really one leg was off, and the other one was kind of like on the ledge. And if it wasn't because of a person coming along and helping me out, I would have been gone today. So, and I really, really appreciate life now. And I'll get my moments, but thank you very much. Mark, you're really, really good. I like what you're trying to say. Um, have you when you have your gigs, do you feel depressed and get really down because certain songs kind of like you know certain songs make you really depressed? Well, we talked about this last week, actually, didn't we?
We have, yeah. Songs don't make me depressed. Not the songs I do anyway. We're not going to go back over what we spoke about yesterday, Steve, are we? We're not going to
No,
go. We're not going to go
no.
there. But I have some songs which have affected me as I'm singing them, and have moved me because
Mm,
of the way I might be feeling in my life, and it might not occur to me, and the words might not necessarily that I'm singing might not necessarily be 100% applied to whatever it is I'm going through. But there's more to music than just words. There's more to music than just a tune. There's, for me anyway, there's a certain feeling that I get anyway from music. It's we all look at music in different ways, and sometimes I have been affected, and there's been a couple of times I've been emotional when I've sung a
mm,
song. Never been depressed about, I've never sung a song like, Run Around Sue and thought, oh my God, this poor fella been given a run around by Sue. Oh God, I could cry for him, I could cry. And then, or to sing a really sad song like Softly As I Leave You, which I've started doing. I've
mm.
done a few songs that I've made other people cry. I made my girlfriend cry the other week when I sang Softly As I Leave You, funnily enough.
Did you leave her?
No, but it's a song that Matt Monroe did, and I think it's about somebody that's dying. I
Yeah, yeah.
think, yeah. So
It was in a feature film too, wasn't it?
I believe
Last
it was,
No
yeah,
Last Notes of Spring, I think it was. Google it.
something like that. Yeah.
Russo wants to know, Steve, where can I where can I look for the men's support group that you have online? Right. Okay. We meet on a Sunday evening around about 7 o'clock. No, not 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Sorry, used to be 7 o'clock. All what you've got to do is come up to me and say that you want to join, and I will send you the Zoom. It's all done on Zoom. And on there, we don't judge anybody. We just have a chat. We just men. It's all men, and we just have a
Mm.
chat, and we just talk about different issues and everything. And it's all kept in that group. So if you want to join, let me know this. Let me know, and we can fit you in. We're always looking for other people. We got all people. We got people, barristers. We got all sorts. We even got a football player on there actually. And yeah, so there you go. Um, Dorothy, here we go. Hi, Mark. I love your music. I watched you on Facebook. Really, really good. Um, it's good to see you talking about something else. That means a lot. That means a lot. I've been going through a bad time since my partner died 3 weeks ago because of COVID. I am now in a situation where I'm trying to fight a battle with depression. Um, can you give me some advice, please?
Give yourself time to process what's happened. Give yourself time to grieve. Allow yourself to be as angry as you need, and and don't set a time limit on it. There's no rule that says you have to be over something or over somebody, as far as I'm aware, anyway. If and touch wood, you've got people
Mm,
nearby that care about you, and I'm quite sure that if you have, that they'll respect how you're feeling, and and any upset that you might be feeling, and any anger that you might wish to express. Again, it's all perfectly natural, and I'm sorry it's happened. These are horrible times,
mm,
but it will pass. It will pass,
yeah,
and it will get easier.
yeah,
It won't. I'm not nobody should promise anybody something like, you know, it will pass and everything will be great, because, you know, that isn't what life's about. But I think the only advice I could give to anybody that's feeling absolutely in despair is just, you know, when you've just entered it, give yourself time. You've got a lot to process.
Yeah, yeah. If you need any help, we've got some wonderful counsellors on here. I've just been talking to Susan Lee around about half an hour ago, and she was brilliant. I did an interview with her, and she's one of our counsellors, and we got two of us, and you know, just contact us, and we will put you in contact with them. Not a problem at all. Um, Pauline, I Steve, been going through a lot. I lost my husband to around about 6 months ago, but not because of COVID, because he had a heart attack at work. He was at work and he had a heart attack. Um, I am now trying to get over everything, but my family is still suffering. What can I do to heal the pain? Well, it's so difficult, isn't it, to heal the pain?
Yeah, it's you know, when your heart breaks after something like, you know, losing somebody that you love, you can try to reassemble your heart, but it's never quite put back together again completely. There's always going to be a piece of your life that's missing, and that will be that will be her partner. Has she given herself enough time? She said 6 months. That's you know, 6 months
Really,
is
no.
nothing really. No, just if she feels able to reach out and talk, do that. But don't put yourself under any pressure to feel better. Not just yet.
Yeah, again, just contact us and we'll put you in touch with some people, and they will definitely help you. We've helped a lot of people on here, and we will continue to do that. Honestly, we will.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that as well. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it's you. Roger wants to know, hi Steve. I fell out with my girlfriend the other day. I'm not in a relationship no more. I feel really depressed, feel really down. I am 19. Well, I'm not trying to be horrible, mate, and I'm going to tell you as it is. And it's horrible, mate. I know, but sometimes you're 19, and what can I? How can I? I don't offend you, but if you, I don't know how long you've been with your girlfriend for, but this is what I'm going to say, and please take it. Please don't take this wrong. You're 19, and there's going to be plenty of people out there that you're going to meet. I know it's horrible, mate, that you lost your girlfriend and things haven't worked out, and she's probably not the partner for you. But all I can say is this: that there's plenty of fish in the sea, and one day you'll bump into somebody that it will be compatible for you, and you never know. But that's me. That's me. So
I mean,
don't know.
I was 19 when I lost my first love, and I was devastated, and you know, the
You think the
world
world's going to end, don't you?
the world did end, sadly for me. You know, I think I pulled the duvet over my head for about 2 years. And just, I mean, I'm 52 now. So that, you know, this was many years ago. A couple of years ago, I started, I met my girlfriend 2 years ago, and, you know, she's absolutely amazing. And I actually now wish I had met her when I was 19. So, you know, and in between that 19-year-old me having his first love walk away to now, I've had 2 failed marriages in between. So, as you say, you know, that it happened. It happens to us all. It's, you know, you're really, really lucky if you meet somebody in your teens and and you stay with them forever and ever. That's you're absolutely lucky. It's
very
but
lucky person.
my experience is that isn't life. Unfortunately, it's something we all go through. It's a natural part of life.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be. No, you don't have to be sorry. It's
No, sorry for the guy. It's
yeah. I remember the trouble is, though, I remember I was the same. I was in love with somebody, and I was in love with somebody at school, and I hope she don't mind me talking about her, but my wife, and I was living with her, but at that particular time, the relationship, it was nothing there. It was not. She didn't even know that I liked her or fancied her or things like that. But I was going out with her friend, and after all these years, because of a school reunion, we got together, and now we've been married for 7 years. And you never know what's happening in the pipeline. But all I can say to you is, I'm not trying to be funny. I know it hurts. I really do. I really do. And I've been there and it also it says sometimes you're in your head it's going, I'm not going to be another woman. No one who's going to pick me. But I'll tell you what, you you'll be surprised.
Have you ever found, Steve, that that person comes along, the right person, whenever it is, they tend to come along when you're not expecting to find anybody,
true,
when you're not looking.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does happen. It does happen. And that is very true. Yeah. And you never know, but takes time to heal, mate. And but hopefully, someday you'll be inviting me and Martin to your wedding or something.
I'll tell you what, I will sing at his wedding reception. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
And you'll DJ, won't you, Steve? You'll play all the best songs.
Yeah, I'll play all the best songs. Yeah, Martin will sing. I'll be a DJ.
There you go. Yeah, it's the future's looking brighter already.
Yep. So there you go. And here we go. No, Okay, so there you go, folks. What else we got now? Claire, breaking up is hard to do. It's one song that's really getting to me. That's what I've been playing for the last 3 weeks when my partner has left me for somebody else. Oh dear. But I managed to get through it. I'm getting through it. I have now signed myself up to a dating agency. Well, that quick. Trouble is, we can't. What can we do? We can't say to people that they've got to do this and do that. It's up to people what they do with their lives, isn't it?
Well, no, yeah, it's like grief, and it's like depression. There's no time limit. There's no ticking clock that says you should rush into something. There's no ticking clock that says you should take your time or what have you. You'll find your way, and if it works out, then great. Some people are ready to move on straight away. I mean, we don't know that, this lady's backstory. That could have been a relationship that ended long before it finished, if you know what I mean. I mean, we don't know the full ins and outs of it, so she's probably completely ready to find validation. Because that could be all it is at the moment. Signing up to a dating website. Some people sign up to them just to see if anything bites. They don't necessarily sign up to them, to start a new relationship and to get married and settle down or what have you.
Oh no, not saying that. But the trouble is, sometimes though we come. I was talking to Susan Leah earlier, and before you, and the title was "Are we keen to fall in love? Fall in love? Are we so keen to fall in love?" And that was the title. And sometimes we were talking about sometimes we come out of one relationship that's ended, and we want to go into another relationship because we're lonely, or there's we want to get back at our partner. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, or like I say, the whole thing could be just about finding some validation for yourself as a person. The partner that you've broken up with could have been abusive, and they could have made you feel like nobody in the world would be interested in you. So, like I say, some people use dating websites. They'll put the picture up there, and it's just to see what bites. They don't necessarily have any, any illusions that they're going to find the next husband on there. It's a strange one.
How did you meet your partner?
She moved to Bradford, because I live in Bradford, a couple of years ago, and we met online, through social media, and she turned up to a club that I sing at occasionally. She lived around the corner from it, and I says, "Oh, why don't you come? I'll meet you there," and that was it. And we got on like a house on fire. And again, I wasn't, I had come out of my second marriage, 4 or 5 months before that, and it wasn't anywhere within the scope of my thinking that I was going to meet somebody
that quick.
Leaving just to meet somebody, that wasn't really what I was wanting or banking on finding, and it just happened.
Yeah. But at least you could do your own wedding now, can't you?
Oh. Is that the time? You've tried to get me married before, Steve. You're
yeah, no. Now, what's your partner's phone number?
999.
Yeah. Right. Okay. For the last question, and we've got to go. Hi, Steve. Thank you very much. Love your shows and everything. Would it be possible if you can kind of say hello to my mum from me? She is 80. She's listening in all the way from Australia. Oh, hello. Hello, Barbara. How are you? Good. Hello, Barbara, Mark.
Barbara lives in a land down under. Where London. Hello, Barbara.
There you go.
Wrap up warm, because it's winter down there, isn't it, at the moment? So I hope she's keeping nice and warm.
Yes, by the log fire.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we've got to go because I've got to go to bed, and this one here next to me is driving me crazy, which he always does. But anyway, thank you, Mark Memphis. Thank you, Steve. Oh, that's all right.
Thank you, Steve. It's been a pleasure, and it's been a privilege.
Thank you. You don't really mean that, really.
But I do.
We're like Tom and Jerry, me and you.
Yes. And any moment now.
Right, okay. He's suspecting something.
Thomas!
He's always suspecting something at the end. Right, okay, folks, I've got to go because I need a break and no more shows. I've been working all day. I have been working all day. I've been busy. Don't laugh.
No, I'm not laughing, Steve. Not laughing.
Okay.
But listen, anyway, again, fingers crossed for your dad, Steve.
Yeah, sure.
And do keep us up to speed of what's going on, and I really hope it works out fast, and I hope it's comfortable.
Well, I just hope he's all right. I can't even get up there,
Yeah.
Loughton's a long way. Loughton in Essex, that's where he is.
Right.
Right, okay, folks. Well, he went up there just for a break, with my ex-wife and everything.
Yeah.
But that's another story I'll tell you when you come up. Right, okay. So I've got to go. We've got to go, but I will see you tomorrow with more guests. Don't forget, we've got plenty on tomorrow. We got 4 shows. Oh, I don't know how I'll do it, but we do it. In the meantime, Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye bye.